a good number of us do struggle with. Okay. So if you have anybody, a friend, a colleague that has been thinking of transitioning, or probably they're just tired of their job, they're tired of their day-to-day, they can't seem to have time for family, they don't have time for themselves, they're always burnt out, take a pity on them and share the link to this particular session with them because today we're going to be talking about how we can solve this problem. And it's literally a hands-on, step-by-step how to solve this problem. So if you have anybody that's in this category that you know this session is going to be quite helpful to them, do them a solid and share this link with them so that they will be able to join and also get as much value from this session. Before I go ahead and get to introduce myself, introduce the topic we're talking about today, or even introduce some of my colleague, because I'm not doing this all by myself. I have my colleague with me, but she will be in the chat box. What she'll be doing is she will be dropping the attendance link. So if you are joining this session for the very first time, you want to Daniela, are you able to mute everyone? I'm getting a All right, thank you. All right, so like I said, my colleague, she's in the chat box. She will be dropping the attendance link. So if you're joining this session, either it's your first time or it's not your first time, you want to make sure that you complete the attendance because this session is recorded and there's going to be a lot of information that will be shared here. So make sure you complete the attendance form. So by the end of the session, we share the link. I'll be sharing the recorded video to your email. And also this particular material I'm using, we'll have that shared to your email. So 100%, you'll be able to get as much value from this session. Okay. Now, diving straight into what we will be talking about today. Like I said, it's going to be quite very informative. Very, very. All right. But before we get into that, I would like to introduce Tenalytics, the platform bringing this webinar all to every one of us. Tenalytics is a leading educational technology company with a focus on helping people, everyday people, to transition into tech and landing high paying jobs. Whatever job it is, that is not for you to figure out. It's for us to be able to figure out, know the best part for you and help you land these high paying jobs that are readily available. Okay. Tanalytics as a company is registered and operating out of Alberta, Canada. And we also have a sister company that we're partnered with operating out of London, United Kingdom. And we've been in this space for 6 years now. And in the span of 6 years, we've been able to help over 4,000 people that have absolutely no background at all in tech to transition and land their first job in tech. And we have different programs that we offer. We have data analytics, we have cybersecurity, we have GRC, we have data science, we have a whole lot of them that we do offer. We'll be talking about some of them today. Okay. Now, like I said earlier, when you get this particular slide, you will have the opportunity to click on our socials on a link over here, and you will be able to connect with us on our social media platform. All right. So make sure you complete the attendance form so you get the opportunity to have this particular slide shared to your email. Now, talking about myself, my name is Prince Adiakoni, and I have quite a lot of experience in this space. But most importantly, I've been in the data space and also as a business intelligence analyst. And over the years, I've been able to help organizations streamline their operations to align with their strategic goals. But the major reason why I'm here today is not to talk about the things I've done or what are the work I have done in the tech space. No. The main reason why I'm here is because over the years, while I've been in this space, I've been able to help over 870 people that were looking to transition into tech, help them figure out which part is the best one for them and walk them through how to get into it, and not just walk them through how to get into it, help them to land their first job in tech. That's more the reason why I'm here today. and I've worked in the educational technology. I've worked in finance. I've worked in logistics. I worked in retail and also in the health tech space. Okay. When you get this slide, all right, you also have the opportunity to connect with me on LinkedIn. And definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you connect with me, send a message, and looking forward to replying each and every one of you. All right. So, talking about why we're here today and the core things of things we will be talking about, we'll be busting a whole lot of things open and walking us through how those things relate to us directly and how we can directly solve them without stressing ourselves. It's a very, very straightforward process. And trust me, these are the things we'll be doing for the next 1 hour or 1 hour, 30 minutes max. Okay. So if some of you are here and you're trying to majorly secure your future and you don't really know what path to take, what job can you get into? We'll talk about that today. And I'll walk you through which of these paths you can get into. Some of us also, we're probably in a situation whereby we are done with our studies, we're done with our masters, and we are watching our post-study visa run dry. The years on it is ending very, very soon. We don't know what to do. We just keep praying, like, what do I do? What do I do? We're going to figure this out, and I'm also going to walk you through what are the steps you can take to making sure that that doesn't or that stops to be a thing of worry to you. Okay? And some of us are totally just exhausted. We go from shift to shift, from work to work. We have no time for ourselves, not to talk about our family. So all these things are major big concern. And definitely these are the things we get to talk about that we get to solve today. So what are the things I'll be walking us through? I'm going to show you how to identify the best career path you can get into considering everything. I'm going to walk you through all those things. If you're looking at something that will give you more time for yourself and your family, something much more remote in nature, I'll walk you through all these things. If you're looking to get your permanent residence, you don't know what is the best path, I'm going to walk you through this. Or if money that is high income, high salary, is something you're also targeting, I will show you the clear jobs that can get you this and the step-by-step process that you can take to achieve these results 100%. All right. So by the time I'm done, you will know exactly how to transition and get into this space. You will know how to gain the necessary, very important experience to be able to have you get the job and how to also get started immediately. Because trust me, there is no time at all. There is no time at all. Now, again, one thing I also like us to do is if anybody here has joined my session before, you know that my webinar, when I talk, I always love to be very, very interactive. Meaning I don't want to be like a one-way information sharing. So we very, very active in the session. So one thing I want us to do is just give me a response to this particular question that you can see on your screen, which is like the very harsh reality of where I would say 90% of us find ourselves when we relocate to another country. So the question is, if you move to UK, let's say tomorrow, and UK, Canada, you relocate out of your own country tomorrow, and you were offered a job that is paying a little bit above the average, let's say £12, 16 US dollars per hour, or even 17 CAD per hour. Would you take it? So I want people on the call, everybody, I think I have about 30 people on the call. So I want you to drop me your answer, a very, very sincere answer in the chat. I mean, you just relocated to another country and you're being paid that that salary the very next day that you're able to land that country. Would you take the job? Yes or no? Fantastic. Kenneth said yes. Adeyinka Adebiyi said yes, 100%. So I want more answers. I want more answers. Would you take the job? Moriah said yes. Okay. Kavina also said yes. All right. So I need more answers. Just give me more answers. I'll need more answers. All right, Tony also said yes. I'm looking for who will say no. Is there nobody that will say no? I'm looking out for no. So if you relocate to a new country, the next day you are getting a job that is paying you $16, £12, or 17 card, would you take the job? Everybody on the call is saying yes. Definitely. Why wouldn't I take the job? It's something on the platter of good for me. Why won't I take the job? Now, the sincere answer to that is um it would be very difficult to see someone say, "Oh, I'm getting this job. I just got into the country. I don't think I need the money." Never. Everybody definitely would take the job. All right. And I really suspect that that's what most people are going to say. And trust me, I understand why, because the rent doesn't care if you just got in, if you're new in the country, it doesn't care. Your bills don't care that you are still fresh. You're trying to figure out things in the new country. They don't care. Your family, everybody's looking up to you like, say, oh, okay, our son, our daughter has located to another country. Very soon, they'll start sending something to everybody is depending on you to just be like become a Superman almost instantly. So if I was in that position also, I would take the job 100%. So taking the job is guaranteed that I will do. But here is where the problem is. What if that job that is helping you to survive is also keeping you stuck? These are some of the things we're going to figure out today. That's why I said if you have anybody, friend, colleague, somebody you care about, that they are totally stuck in whatever they're doing, let them join this session. And trust me, it's free to join. You don't have to pay anything to be part of this particular information sharing. So share with them and have them get a lot of information from this particular session today. All right. Also, I want a quick question, right? And this is something that is very, very relatable also to a whole lot of people. If you relocated, and you couldn't immediately get a professional job, so let's say we relocated, we couldn't get a professional job immediately. What are the next thing? What exactly are we going to do? Are we going to do A? Are we going to do B? Are we going to do C? Or are we going to do D? So again, look through it and let's be sincere with ourselves. Let's be very sincere with ourselves. If you relocate today, will you go with A? Will you go with B? Will you go with C? And will you go with D? Remember, a lot of people said yes in my previous question. So with this one now, would you go with A, B, C, or D? All right. So GI, somebody said D, which is keep trying until you get a professional role. I see a B. I see A. Fantastic. So I need more answers. I need more answers to come in. I see another B. Take the survivor job temporarily while you build your professional career. Somebody say, take anything. I need to pay my bills. I will take anything immediately. Right? So I need more answers to stroll in. I need more answers. So tell me what you would do. Do you relocate to another country? You couldn't get a professional job. What would you do immediately? Would you take any job you see, or would you take a temporary survivor job? And would you go back to school, or will you keep applying till you get a professional role? So I have a lot of people saying B. I have a lot of people saying B, and that's interesting because the problem is not the survival jobs. No, that's not the problem. Refusing to leave the survival jobs and having the survival job become more of a career, that is where the problem is. And a lot of people get fixed in this category, not because they don't know what to do, not because they don't know that, oh, this survival job I'm in is now becoming something more permanent for me. Not because they don't know that, but because they just can't find themselves getting out. Getting out means How do I pay my bills? How do I survive? How do I feed? That fear alone will keep you stuck in this category. Now, when it comes to the harsh reality, survival job is not the problem, like I said, but you staying there, refusing to grow is where the trap is because with a survival job, whatever thing you're doing, there's no anything like upskilling, there's nothing like career growth. You are always stressed about your visa renewal. And in 2 to 3 years, you are still on the same job. Your pay almost didn't go up a bit. And one most important thing that a whole lot of us are going through right now is we are always tired. We are always exhausted. We don't have any time to rest. Now, that is the trap. That is the trap that a whole lot of us are finding ourselves. And one very clear, distinct example is if you're in UK and you work as a support worker, you after tax you earn about 1,004, 1,800 take home after a salary every month after tax. But as a junior data analyst, which is almost like very beginner space, in the same country, in the same country, you are earning at the average around 2,800 to 3,005 after tax. Take home, same country, same type of visa, but different jobs. Now, exactly tell me, why will I kill myself for a job that is paying me around 1,400 when my bill is around 1,350? Compared to another job that can pay me 3,500? What are the things do I need to do to get me from 1,400 to 3,500? That is the main question. Now, for me to move from here to here, what do I need to give? What are the things that can hold me back? What are the things that I need to provide to get me into this? This, like I said earlier, these are the things I'll show you clearly and I'll walk us through. Now, getting from 1,400 to 3,000, what are the in-demand career path that I can get into? I'm not talking about, oh, the things you need, the core technical skills. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm simply saying, what are the basic in-demand career path that can get you from having nothing technical to being able to land this job or get into this path and find ourselves earning that high salary. The first one we're talking about is the business analyst. As a business analyst, you find yourself in UK, you find yourself in Canada, in US, you earn on the average around 85,000 to around 100,000 US dollars. If you're in UK, you earn around 55,000 to 75,000 pounds. And same thing also when you look at the data analyst, you have around 74,000 to 96,000 average income. All right. You also have the project managers that earn fantastically well, even above the business analyst, because an agile project manager in UK earns around 58,000, when an average business analyst earns around 57, 56,000 pounds. So for a project manager, you are earning roughly around 95,000 to sitting comfortably in six figures as an agile project manager. You also have the healthcare business analyst, you have the healthcare data analyst, and you have the GRC specialist. The GRC is a fantastic path that a whole lot of people do not even know how much of opportunity that is there as a GRC specialist. And I can tell you 100%, if you're on this call right now, whatever job you are doing, whatever sector you are in, there is a GRC specialist that is being needed in your organization. The full meaning of GRC is governance, risk, and compliance. There is no company in this world that is existing that doesn't have a compliance department. It is impossible. You cannot exist as a company and your company is not in compliance to some regulations. The only set of professionals that can get those things sorted for companies are the GRC specialists. It doesn't matter if you are in, there is no sector, like I said, there is no job, no company. If you're in support, if you're a support worker, if you're in healthcare, if you're a warehouse worker, whatever thing you are doing, there's some high level of compliance in your job. Those compliance, those regulations, they are being set by a GRC specialist. Now, this is a part that you can get into 100%. I'm going to walk us through what are the things, basic things we need to get into this role. So, if you are not at work, just make sure you get like a pen to paper and just note them down. If you're at work, make sure that you complete the attendance form being shared by my colleague in the chat box so that by the time we are done, you'll be able to go back to this particular side of the recording and be able to get value. So, meaning if you're at work, you can write things down. Make sure you complete the attendance form. That way, when you're back home, you can go over the recording, go over this particular material, and be able to use that to take an informed decision. All right. So looking at some of the people, like I said, looking at some of the people that have gone through this particular process is not a new thing. We've been at these things for over 6 years. So we are not new when it comes to say, oh, identifying what path really works best for you and getting into it. Abigail used to work in administrative back in Nigeria in FIRS before she moved to Saskatchewan in Canada. Now, when she moved, she was in care for about a year. But then, remember when we started, the survivor job is not a crime, but staying there or making it a career, that's where the problem is. Abigail was able to understand the fact that this is just to make ends meet. This is not where I'm going to make care my career. She transitioned, she learned business analysis with analytics, of course, and Abigail was able to move from Nigeria to Saskatchewan a year later as a care support worker, and she was able to move to a senior business analyst role. And this role is something that she got with the government of Alberta. Now, Abigail went through business analysis and she was able to find herself getting a job as a supervisor, as a business service and data analytics with the government of Alberta. Now, again, she was able to understand that being taking up menial jobs, taking up survivor jobs is not a crime, but she was able to figure that out. Same thing with Pavel. Pavel is in Tucson, Arizona, but before he relocated to Tucson, Arizona, he worked as a teacher. But he knew that no, this is not going to cut it for me. So what did he do? He went ahead to learn the data analytics program. And 3 months after completing his program, he was able to land himself a job as a healthcare data and reporting analyst with a physician company in Tucson, Arizona, identifying what works and getting into it. That was exactly what Pavel and Abigail did. And we have lots of people. Esther also did the same thing. Esther had a pharmaceutical background in Nigeria before moving to UK. She got into UK, definitely picked up a survivor job, worked as a support worker, but she didn't stop there. Leveraging her background, she got into the Agile Project Management program, and 4 months after joining the program, she was able to land herself a job as a project officer with the civil service in UK. Understanding what works and not staying where you are surviving is paramount. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Sandra also had same background. She was a lawyer back in Nigeria, got into GRC, and currently working as a data protection paralegal with LODPO in UK. She's doing fantastically well for herself also. So we have lots of people that have been able to go through the same process identifying what works. But while trying to identify that, they are doing something to pay up the bills. That is normal. Now, I know you might probably have some few questions like, oh no, these people that I just talked about, am I sure they don't have any technical background? Am I sure tech could be the right thing for me? Do I need any sort of technical background to get into this? The everything you're thinking in your head that you might say, oh, this might not be the right thing for me. I will tell you zero those things right now because you don't need any sort of computer background. You don't need any sort of coding background. You don't need any sort of, oh, I've done computer science or anything technical before you can get into tech. The way our programs are structured, they are structured to guide people that have no technical background at all. And when I say no technical background at all, I mean people that I think the maximum thing you know how to do on your laptop is probably to, let's say, watch Netflix, or let's even say just reply your emails. That's like the maximum thing you know how to do on your laptop. The program is designed in such a way that it will be able to accommodate you and guide you on how to learn 100%. You don't need any sort of background in coding before you can get into it. And definitely, there's no too young or too old when it comes to tech because the youngest we've had go through our program is a 18-year-old boy and the oldest is over 60 years old. His testimonial is on our YouTube, so everybody can watch it. He went through the business analysis program. He was trying to prepare for retirement. He went through our business analysis program, and at over 60, he was able to land himself a job as a senior business analyst consultant with Civil Service UK. So you are never too young to say, oh, I don't think this is for me. I don't think I can do it. I'm probably too old. Trust me, you are not. Okay. Now, what are the things that you need to learn to be able to have you land these jobs? And when I say this, I mean, what are the qualities? What are the personal things, more like a personal trait you should have before you can get into any of these roles? Now, this is why I said if you have the chance, get a pen and write them down. And if at the end I'm done, by the time I'm done speaking, if you have anything, if you want to tell me the part that best align with your personal trait, then you can drop that in the chat. Now, the first one I'll be talking about is the business analysis. But before I get into that, know that everything you are learning, everything from the very beginning to the very end, you are learning in a project-based environment. So what that simply means is when you're learning this, let's say, but you're learning how to be a business analyst, you're learning business analysis, you are learning working on projects. Project as though a business analyst will always do on the job. These are the things you get to learn with. Then you also have ability by learning on a particular project that will make it show that, oh, you know exactly how to solve those problems like those professionals. And by solving those problems, you have ability to showcase those problems in your portfolio. Whatever project you must have worked on, you have ability to show them in your portfolio. Also, I've had some portfolios embedded to this place. So when you get a slide, you can always just click on this path and you will see those portfolios I'm talking about. Now, the first one I'll be talking about is the data analyst, either a normal data analyst or a data analyst in the healthcare sector. Now, if you are in UK, you can always use UK visa jobs, NHS jobs to search for data analyst jobs. If you're in US or you're in Canada, you can always use JobRite. JobRite is a fantastic vetted job board that just has all the green cards that you want to really leverage on. So if you're in US, if you're in Canada, I would advise you leverage on job rights. Now, as a data analyst, what are the things that you need or what are the things you should have before you find yourself getting into data analysis? And it is quite simple. As a data analyst, your responsibility is to help organizations identify trends of what happened and why did it happen. All right. These are the basic things that you get to do. And if you're somebody that is quite inquisitive, if you're somebody that loves problem solving, you love to see things, you love to see challenge, and you don't walk the other way. You be like, oh, what is wrong? How can we fix this? How can we make this right? If that is you, then trust me, that is about the only thing you need to get into data analysis. That's the only thing. When it comes to the other technical things you will learn, you don't have to stress about that because we don't even expect you to know any of them. By getting into the program, you will learn them and you'll be able to use those tools to work on projects and solve problems. The key word here is you are always working on projects in any of the program that you get into. All right. Now, the second one, so I'll allow you to write it down a little bit first before I go ahead to explain the business analyst. Because when it comes to the business analyst, I always call these people the superstar. The superstar in the sense that a business analyst, these are the people that they will see a problem and they won't just make a recommendation on how to solve it. They literally lead to making sure that that problem is resolved. And these are the people that we literally call them the superstars because when an organization is looking for that growth, when they are having problems in their day-to-day operations, who will be the superstar to solve the problem is always a business analyst. And I will give a very good example of how a business analyst help business solve problem. So if you have company A and you have company B that are offering the same services, let's use let's use hospital, for example. If you have hospital built in and you have hospital NHS offering the same thing, offering the same services, hospital NHS takes about 2 days before they get you booked into their system and before you get to see the doctor. But hospital built-in takes roughly about 2 to 3 hours before you get to get booked in and you get to see the doctor. Both of them, when it comes to the service charge, is literally the same thing. I'm certain that it will be almost impossible for anybody on this call to go with hospital NHS that will take 3 days before they get to see the doctor. When we can easily go to hospital built-in and get to see the doctor in less than 3 hours when their service charge is the same thing. Now, this particular scenario, you will always see companies that are having this problem with as against their competitors. Their competitors are also always offering something better than what they are offering. Now, if this company, for example, Hospital NHS, does not go ahead to solve that problem, Hospital NHS will get out of business in no time. Hospital NHS will lose its patients or customers to hospital built-in because hospital NHS is offering a substandard service and hospital built-in is offering a service that everybody wants. Now, if hospital NHS is looking to solve that problem, the only set of people they can get into, they can hire to solve that problem are business analysts. So in this case, whereby it's hospital, then they'll be looking to hire a healthcare business analyst. These are the type of people that solve problems like that. And there's literally no organization that is not having competitors problem, that is not having customers problem, that is not looking to grow. So what I simply tell you is these opportunities, they are 100% there. They are always available. And if you ask me, what are the things you need to become a business analyst? I always tell people that there can be a little bit, but the number one thing you need, which is most likely the only thing that is like the most important thing you need to become a business analyst, is somebody that enjoys communication. That is the only thing you need. You agree with me that we have people that talking to humans, they get very agitated. Some of them might be sweating. They don't find it comfortable. There are people like that. So far, you are not that kind of a person. So far, talking to people is not something that stresses you. Get into business analysis 100%. And if you've had any background, let's say customer support, you've worked in banking operations, all these exposures, they are like in sync with you getting into business analysis. So if you're comfortable speaking to people, that's about the only thing you need to get into business analysis. If you're that kind of a person, drop me business analyst or BA in the chat so I know the kind set of people that will be getting into business analysis. All right. And the job boards over here, these are the type of job boards you can now always apply to business analyst job. You have read.co.uk is a fantastic job board. You have NHS jobs majorly for people that are looking to work as a healthcare um, professional in the healthcare space. And you also have built-in, which is majorly for Canada, and you have CW jobs also. So these are job boards. You can always apply to these jobs 100%. Do I have anybody that's looking to get into business analysis? Let me see. All right, so Modinot says BA. Awesome. So if you have any question also, make sure that I just note down your question because by the time I'm done, which should be in the next, let's say 30 to 45 minutes, everybody will get the opportunity to ask questions. So note them down so you don't forget. Okay. All right. So diving straight into what the next one, these are the agile project managers. These guys, I always tell people that in our day-to-day lives, we might not know it, but there's an aspect of planning and managing in our day-to-day. When we wake up, you're like, oh, I want to do this thing, I want to do this thing. Oh, I should have done this thing, I should have called this person, I should have done this, I should have done that. In our day-to-day, we never escape it. So what that simply means is getting into agile project management, what you need to excel in that space, you already have it. You already do. But what are the things that you should, some other personal traits that you should have? And this is somebody that is good managing people. Because as an agile project manager, it will get to some path of your job that will need you to be able to manage people, professionals that are working on projects. For example, let's say a business analyst has been able to identify that, oh, the patient's booking system is totally down. And that is what is making NHS hospital or hospital NHS to have 3 days patient booking or patient waiting time before they get to see the doctor. So the business analysts go ahead to recommend a new revamped patient booking system. If that's a project, somebody needs to work on that particular project. Who is that somebody? The agile project manager. These are the people that will manage the end-to-end of that patient booking system. So the software developer, the UI UX designer, whoever the professional is that will be hands-on building that particular project, it is the responsibility of the agile project manager to manage these people, making sure that they do what they need to do at the right time, making sure that the project, if the time frame set for it is to say, oh, so they will deliver some parts after 2 weeks, they will deliver another one after a month. It's the responsibility of the project manager to making sure that those things are delivered at the set time. These are the things you get to do as an agile project manager. And you should be somebody that is comfortable managing people. If you're that kind of a person, you can get into APM 100%. If you're that also, you can drop that in the chat box. And if you have any question around this, please do note that in the, just do note that so that when we get to ask questions, you'll be able to ask your questions. Now, the third one or the fourth one is the GRC specialist. Like I said earlier, there is no company None. There is no company that is existing that is registered that doesn't have some aspect of compliance. Even you going ahead to register that particular business is some sort of regulations within that sector because that means you're identifying to belong to a particular niche and you are registering your business for identification in that particular niche. That is regulations and compliance. There is literally no company. If you everybody go to work now, you will see some documentations you need to sign. You get some guidelines on what to do, what not to do. Some all those things they are being created, drafted, enforced by a GRC specialist. And this path, number one, is under cybersecurity, but it is so totally interesting that it is that non-coding aspect of cybersecurity, meaning you don't need to have any coding background. And getting into it, you don't do anything like coding at all. You don't do anything of sort. Because what you get to do is compliance, regulations, and enforcement. That is what you do. And if you're looking at people that can get into it, aside from the fact that every other person can get into it, if you have a career in, let's say, finance, fantastic. You see roles like IT auditors, you can get into it 100%. If you had any law background, as a matter of fact, you see people that have finance background, people that have administrative background, people that have law background, these people, they are highly sorted after professionals in the GRC space because these people already have transferable skills and experience needed in this space. Every other technical thing you'll be needing to learn, that is not a thing to worry about for you. It's something that will walk you through on how to do. So if you have any of these things or it's something that you're interested in, get into GRC 100% because there's a whole lot of opportunities in this path. Remember, we are trying to identify the path that can get you something, and that's something getting it to you as fast as possible. Okay. Now, if you're looking at the entirety of what you'll be learning, the learning duration for the program, the entire learning duration is 8 months. This is not one of those, oh, get into IT, learn it in 1 week, learning it in 1 month, and you're good. Anybody telling you that, I'll tell you for free. They just want to take your money and go. You are transitioning from what you already know to a new path. Anybody telling you you will do that in a month or even two, they are after your money because there's a lot that is involved. That by the time you must have given them your thousands of dollars, you will now come to the realization like this thing, they are just after my money. And I know a lot of us must have fallen victim because I did at some point back then, right? And if you look at what you get to do for the entirety of these 8 months, you'll be learning GRC, you'll be learning business analysis, or you'll be learning data analysis or agile project management. You'll be learning it for 6 months, meaning you're coming into class, working on projects, putting your hands on it as though like you're actually working in that position in real world, learning on it, working on it, building your expertise for 6 months, instructor-led live classes for 6 months. Then by the time you're done, you get to do your 2 month internship with an Amdari. Amdari plays in the consulting space, whereby whatever project you must have worked on, you get to work on more reward projects, giving you what it feels like to actually work as that professional in the real world settings. That is what your learning is around. And if you look at the timing for your classes, you have two options for your classes. You have two options for your classes. You have the morning option, which is the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK. So if you're in UK, if you are in anywhere in the European Union, anywhere in Europe, sorry, if you're anywhere also in Africa, the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. suits you 100%. because it's morning time. But if you are nowhere in this space, probably let's say you're in North America, you also have the morning option also, which is going to be the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's MST. If you are in EST, that's going to be 12 noon to 3 p.m. EST. And if you are in any of these locations and you feel like, oh, probably let's say the morning option will not be better for you, let's say you're in UK, if you feel the morning option will not be better for you, you can have the opportunity to join the evening in UK, in UK also. So that's going to be around 6 p.m. UK time, right? So 11 a.m. EST, MST is 6 p.m. UK. And these are your instructor-led live classes, which happens on Saturdays. Now, your live classes or your learning is not only during live classes. You also have what we call self-paced, which is where you get to watch some pre-recorded video, short bit pre-recorded videos, and you get to do this during the week at your own time. So let's say you work 9 to 5. By the time you're back home, let's say by 6 p.m., you take your dinner, you have a shower. Before going to bed, let's say from 8 to 9, you dedicate at least 1 hour in your every 24 hours to practice at your own convenient time. That is what the self-paced is about. And one thing that is 100% constant is even on days that you miss your live classes, your classes are always recorded and you have a lifetime access to your recordings. Now, you've been able to identify what path we can get into based on the things we are comfortable doing, speaking to people, solving problem, managing people, somebody that is very um, compliance ready. These are the path. Now, how do you gain the work experience? Because I always tell people that when it comes to tech, there is no entry level type of job because whatever job board you go to, you always see them needing you to have this, needing you to have that. They need you to have knowledge around this tool. They need you to have knowledge around this skill. They need you to have like 5 years of experience. There is never a job that will say, okay, we need a data analyst. And when it comes to the requirement of the job, they say nothing, just apply. It's impossible. They always need you to have Excel. They need you to have Power BI. They need you to have something. So how do you get those something when you've never worked in this space? And how do you position yourself to show people looking to hire you like this is the best you could get in this space? How do you do that? And this is number one. Remember when I mentioned work learning in a project-based environment. So the entirety of your training, you have project to show. Then, aside from the project you're showing during your learning, the one you must have learned during your learning, you have 2 months internship where you get to do more in a more reward environment with a consulting firm. And all the projects you must have worked on, you have ability to add them to your CV. You also have the ability to take all these projects, add them to your portfolio. If you see over here, you have the Riverside Hospital data modeling, which is one of the projects. You have another data analyst portfolio over here. Then you have a dashboard over here. If I go ahead and click on any of this, you will see projects that people that went through the training did and how they were able to position themselves as the best candidate. Because anybody looking to hire you in tech, I always tell people that I mentor that if you're looking to get into tech, don't come with the mindset of telling them that, oh, you went to this school, you went to that school. It is useless, 100% useless. Nobody cares. What we care about is, can I see what you've done before? I mean, I'm using a laptop right now. If my laptop should get faulty, I'm not going to give it to somebody that went to school to study computer science. Never. Or computer engineering. Never. Why will I want to do that to myself? And I believe nobody on this call will also do. If your phone or your laptop is faulty, you will never give it to anybody that went to school to study computer engineering. No. You will give it to a technician that is doing it or that's done it before or that can show you things they've done before. That's exactly what I would do. I will take my laptop and take it to a center that I know that the person there has valid experience to identify what is wrong with my laptop and fix it. If you could handle your own personal property like that, is it that company you're looking to apply to? The owner, the management, that is their own personal property. They will not hand their personal property over to somebody that they cannot validate the fact that they can get the job done. It's not possible. So if you treat your own devices like that, treat your career in that same sense. When you're applying to job, what experience are you bringing? What value are you bringing to that organization? How are you able to show them that you have what it takes to solve this particular problem for them? This is how you position yourself to making sure that you get the job. And this is what your training, your 6 months is all around. This is also what your 2 month internship is also all about, whereby you get to work on more projects to position you as the best person to solve that problem. Now, definitely one thing that you will never take away is for anybody to give you a job, they will need to know, they need a reference as to, oh, we want to know that this person has done it before. And that's something that you get 100%. We'll have hundreds, thousands of people that have gone through the training and they were able to use Analytics as a reference to be able to get the job that they've been hired for. Now, one other thing that I always tell people is learning the technical skill is one part. Learning how to use that technical skill to get a job is a different thing entirely. And most people get this confused. They mostly think, oh, all I need is learn data analysis and I'll get a job. Lies. Learn data analysis, learn business analysis, and I will get a job. Foul. It's a lie. Because when it comes to interviews, what more people don't know is if I want to hire somebody now, if I want to hire somebody for any role, before I reach out to you, I must have seen some things you've done, either go through your LinkedIn or go through your portfolio to see if you've done anything before, anything to show that, oh, this person I'm hiring is not an empty basket. I want to see that. Now, if I see it and resonates with me, then I will reach out to you, call you, and see how we can speak about those things that you've done. Now, if you did those things, you have it in your portfolio. But when I reach out to you, you're unable to clearly communicate what I want to hear. You don't know how to explain projects you worked on. I asked you a question around process management. You don't understand what that means. I asked you about business continuity plan as a GRC specialist. You're looking at me like, what did I just say? I'm going to pack my bag and run away from you. Now, you see, me not running away from you, the only way to fix that is with employability, meaning how do you leverage on your technical skill to land a job? And the first thing to do in this regard is your CV. Before you get into any interview, your CV will be the first to get there. We'll read the CV, look at, oh, this person has this, work on this too, work on this project. Interesting. Now, how does your CV say those things? How does your CV represent you in a room where you have not gotten into yet? You see this part? This is a part that you don't even have to worry about because what we did at Analytics is we have an entire department that immediately when you join, about a few weeks into the program, we take your CV and we revamp it for you. Revamp it in such a way that it will now be industry standard. Then we teach you how to tailor your CV to jobs you're applying to. I'm not talking about those Indeed one-click apply, whereby you use one CV, you upload it on Indeed, and use that one CV to apply to 1,000 jobs. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you applying to a job with a specific CV. So when you find yourself applying to like 10 jobs, you must have applied with 10 different tailored CV. That is what I'm talking about. Then you also have the LinkedIn optimization. If you go to our YouTube, you will see lots of participants that went through the training, still in the training, and they landed jobs that they did not even apply to. The only way they were able to do this was because their LinkedIn was optimized. And LinkedIn is one of the places you don't want to underestimate because there are a lot of hiring managers go on LinkedIn, search for professionals, and they reach out to you to see if you're like the best fit for that particular role. LinkedIn optimization, you have multiple live sessions that will teach you how to optimize your LinkedIn to afford you this opportunity also 100%. Then you will learn how to navigate the job market. I showed you some of the job boards, not all of them. There's a lot of them. I show you some of them. You will learn how to navigate these job boards to get whatever job you are looking at for. If you're looking for something that is going to give you full remote opportunity, that you don't need to go to work before you can work from the comfort of your home. If you are the type that loves to also go out, something like that, whatever type of job you're looking out for, you are able to search for that and know exactly how to get it. Then when you have your CV optimized, your LinkedIn optimized, you know how to search for jobs and land those interviews. That's like the literally the least thing we expect for you to be able to achieve. And before you get it into any interview, you have the opportunity to get interview preparation. Meaning, if you get a job with NHS, before you go into that job, or you get a job with PWD, before you go into that particular job, you get prepped by a professional working in that space, giving you a much more fantastic opportunity to knowing exactly the questions to expect and how to answer them. This is like setting you apart from every other person they must have spoken to because you will know what to expect and know exactly how to answer these questions. And again, job reference, which I just talked about, you get a reference letter 100%. One other thing you also get is on the job support, meaning you are either in the training or you are done with your training, you landed a job. There are some things that needs to be done on the job and you can't seem to figure it out. You have the ability to reach out to us and we get somebody to get on the job with you and guide you through how to solve that particular problem. Then one thing I always advise people, tell people a whole lot is whenever you are transitioning, relocating, doing anything, having somebody to hold your hand to walk that new path is the best thing you can wish for. And that is exactly what you get. Getting into the program, you have a weekly mentorship sessions, mentors that are totally established in the industry. You have these people come into your classes and guide you on what to do, what not to do, when to do what, and how best to do it. This is the best you could ever wish for. And these are the things you get within the training. Then, for people that are not so keen on getting a full-time job, you also learn how to work with Upwork. Upwork is a freelance platform that gives you the opportunity to be more of a freelancer. The tech space affords you this opportunity 100%. Before I go ahead to take everybody's questions and ask everybody whatever question they have, our next cohort is starting 5th of September. By 5th of September, our next cohort is starting. So in any of these paths that I must have talked about, you have the opportunity to get into it. And that opportunity suddenly became golden because right now we are celebrating Tenalytics at 6. I told you that Tenalytics is 6 years. So we have some companies that partnered with Tenalytics and they are offering the opportunity for you to secure a spot for a fantastic, like a golden opportunity, which is 50. 2% off the original price. And what is the original price? The original price is 1,250. That's the price for you to get into any of the program. But with that discount, that gives you the opportunity to pay just 600 US dollars. Now, for you to start with the course starting in September, you don't need to pay $600. Neither do you need to pay the whole entire amount at once. No, you could get started by paying as little as $100. I'll say that again. For you to get started in all the things I've talked about, you could get started with as little as $100 in pounds. That is around 75 pounds. If you click on the link shared by my colleague in the chat box, it will take you to the website. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that part of my screen, then walk us through how to register. So if you click on that link shared by my colleague, it will bring you to this website. So what you want to do is once you get to the website, you will see the programs. We offer a whole lot of them. Data analytics, the healthcare data analyst, the business analysis, the healthcare business analysis. You have a whole lot of them here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to select, so I'm going to say, let's select the data analysis. Okay. So if I go ahead to select data analysis, you can see the duration of the training is 8 months and the amount is currently 600 US dollars. And one thing you want to really pay attention to is this amount of slots left. That amount of slots, immediately the slot is fully taken, the price reverts back to 125, 1,250 US dollars. So you want to make sure that you try as much as possible to secure a spot right now by clicking on the link shared by my colleague in the chat box. So if you click on the enroll now button, all right, it will load up the page and you will have the opportunity to click on enroll now for any of the program that you select. So if you click on enroll now, it's going to verify your browser, then ask you to sign up, register on the website before you can continue. Okay? It will ask you to register on the website before you can continue. What I always advise is just click on this part that says continue with Google. That way, you skip the full name, the email registration, the phone number. You just skip everything by clicking on continue with Google. So click on continue with Google to sign up, and it will ask you to select your preferred email. So I'll just go ahead to select this one, my email, and you'll be able to get onto the page. That's all. That's literally all you need to sign up. So once you've selected your email, you will get to the page whereby you can now select your payment plan, because you don't have to pay 600. You can pay either 600 US dollars at once, or that $600 you can decide to pay it 3 times, or you can even decide to pay twice every month, which is going to be the 100 US dollars. But before you go ahead, let's say September 5th, which is the next cohort start date. Let's say September 5th is not going to be too possible for you because your router is already out. You need to put some things in order before you start. But one very important thing is you don't want to miss this particular offer because, like I said, it's a golden offer. You don't want to miss out on any of them. You have the ability to pay now, then start 10th of October. You have that opportunity. You pay now, you start 10th of October. And if that is you, just select 10th of October, then you select the payment plan that works for you. But I will use the September 5th as an example. It's going to be selected by default. So when you come here, one thing you also want to pay attention to is the denomination of where the currency of where you're joining from. If you're in US, this is going to appear to you in USD. If you're in UK, please select US dollars, then click on GBP. 600 US dollars is 450 pounds. If you're looking to pay three times, instead of you paying 450 at once, you have ability to pay that three times, and that's going to be 150 pounds. That is if you are looking to pay three times. But if that is not doable, if you don't want to do that, you have ability to select the bi-weekly, which will afford you to pay every 2 weeks, and that is only 75 pounds to get into the program. Now, if you are also joining from Canada, select your card and click on any of these payment plan that works best for you. So what I'm going to do is let me select USD, then select the three instrumental. Then I walk us through. So what that simply means is I want to start in September. I'm selecting to pay three times, meaning right now, all I have to pay right now is 200 US dollars. Now, one thing you can also do is today is 22nd of August. And this is not salary, most salary has not entered yet. You want to pay when salary must have entered. So if you click on this see breakdown, you will see the breakdown of what you're doing. You're making your first payment, which is today, 22nd of August. Your second payment is going to come 22nd of September, and your last payment will come 22nd of October. Now, if 22nd is not such a favorable date for you, you rather prefer your second and your last payment to come in at the end of the month because that's when salary must have hit your account. So you want to set up your auto debit to be in that path also. You see this part that says change my next payment date. All you have to do, see your next payment date is September 22. You can easily click on this part that says change and you can select 30th of September. So what that simply means is instead of your next payment date to be 22nd, you are selecting your next payment to be 30th. You click on save, and what you have here is your next payment is going to not be on 22nd of September, rather it's going to be on 30th. And October, you also have 30th of October, making it super easy and super convenient for you. Now, what you want to do next is you want to confirm that your information is correct. You want to read the terms and conditions. Then once you're done with that, you select that you've read it, then you simply go ahead and make your payment. It is that straightforward. Okay. Now, why I have people go ahead to secure the spot, I'm going to scroll through the chat box for any questions. And also, if you want to speak, you can use the raise hand icon, just tap the palm. I'll be able to ask you to unmute your mic and you can ask your question, whatever question that it is. I now will be able to take those questions. But before we do that, this particular slot is only available for 10 people. 10. Very available for a limited amount of people. So I will implore you that while you try to ask your questions, click on the link shared by my colleague in the chat box and secure your spot. Securing your spot, asking your questions. This is us playing it safe. So we don't come back here and we are not seeing 600 anymore. We are seeing 1,200. Okay. So, looking at I see that I have Steven's hand up, but before I go ahead to answer Steven, I want to answer Morayo. Okay, so Morayo is asking if you can ask a quick question. So Morayo, you can either drop your question in the chat box or you can use the raise hand icon and I will be able to answer your question for you. Okay. So while we do that, Steven, are you able to unmute your mic and speak?
Okay, good evening. I
Hi,
joined
Steven. Good
late,
evening.
but yeah, I want to ask a question. Is it
Okay, go ahead.
possible that you can undertake two programs at the same period?
Steven, there's nothing impossible in this life. But if you have that power to remove yourself from your body and be in two places at the same time, please, I'm begging you, share this power with me. I'm begging you. because the classes actually happen at the same time. So any of the program you're getting into, you have your live classes at the same time. So you can only do one program at a time. So you can't do two at the same time. What two program are you looking to do at the same time, Steven?
I think I'm a health worker, and so I wanted to do the health data analysis and then mm, possible something about cyber security then. Uh,
So let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. I love that drive. I sincerely do. So let's do it like this. So instead of you learning for the sake of learning, let's learn for the sake of growth and value. Get into the healthcare data analysis, get a job, right? Then while on the job, you can give yourself a timeline, 6 months, 1 year, either in that same company or in another company, you will transition into another path entirely. But one thing you will need to understand is by getting into data analysis, the healthcare data analysis, it will give you a clearer understanding of where your passion, where your growth lies.
okay,
I transitioned into tech many years ago. When I transitioned, it was nothing in line with what I do now. But what I did then gave me the clear view of what I need to do. Okay. So instead of
okay,
saying learning something for the sake of, oh, I know this, I've learned this, I've did this, I've did that, do just one. Get a job in that particular thing. Let that thing give you that satisfying salary. Then, after some time, project yourself, give yourself the timeline, then you upskill. Okay?
okay. Thank you.
You're you're welcome. When are you looking to start? Are you looking to start in September?
I think sure I will
Okay.
be starting in September.
Okay, all right. So make sure you secure your spot. And this is what I'm going to do. And I think this is because of Steven, the question Steven just asked. For everybody, and I mean everybody that is able to secure that spot right now on the call, for everybody that is able to do that, I will have a career expert. It might be myself, it might be some of my other learned colleagues. I will have them reach out to you and have a personalized one-on-one with you. And what I mean by that is, say, for example, now Stephen is looking to do healthcare data analysis and cybersecurity. So when we have the conversation, it's going to be, oh, Stephen, so what are the things you've done before? Why this? Why that? Then they will be able to guide you as to, oh, so let's do it like this, let's do it like that. And one other thing you'll be getting is these people, they will be in your corner. So if you are having any sort of headache during this career path, you can always have them to go to. This is only open, this opportunity is only open if you secure your spot on the call right now. Okay. So click on the link, secure a spot. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer, but this is much more personalized, and that is how you get it. All right. So, Steven, try as much as possible to secure a spot now, and I'll personally reach out to you and we'll get to do more talking. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So, I think I have a lot of questions. Okay, so Kenneth, I see Kenneth is asking, when is it time to ask questions? Kenneth, is time. So if Kenneth, you want to, I would love to speak to people. So you can raise your hand and let's talk. Okay? That is if you're not at work. Okay? Just raise your hand and we can talk. So Morayo's question says, I come from IT technicians, IT support background. I like to upskill myself. DevOps engineer or Chelsea analyst. I'm also wondering if that's kind of role. Yeah. So for somebody that comes from IT support engineer, Morayo, Morayo, are you here? Are you able to unmute your mic? Morayo, are you here? Let me see.
Hello.
Hi, Mario. Is that
Can
you?
you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Hi.
sorry. Yeah, yeah, practically that was my question. I've been in 90 for over 6 years.
Okay.
So and I started from just normal first line, doing ticketing,
Final systems, yes.
using ticketing system,
Yeah.
ServiceNow, incident request and stuff. So
Yeah.
then I then moved to second line. So after
Yeah.
like a few years. So basically I wanted to, I think the challenge that I'm having currently is I wanted to upskills myself into more of um, Azure infrastructure. No, I
Okay.
think,
Wow.
yeah, because I've got a little bit of background knowledge of the IT support, so I thought maybe that trajectory would be the best option for me. But looking at your presentation, the couple of what I could take from the drop down list would be the DevOps engineer. Not like I've got any knowledge
Yeah.
of, but I've just read up in the background when you were doing your presentation. So
Yeah.
DevOps engineer and maybe the GRC, which is to do with the compliance and
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that sound of a bit of interest to me. I thought let me just ask.
Okay.
Sorry if I sound
Okay.
too lengthy, but I just wanted to
No,
throw that out
that's
to you to
fantastic.
see if there's any opportunity of such.
So there's a lot of opportunities for you. All
Yeah.
right. But one thing that we need to get out there is right now, you're not getting into tech, you're upskilling. Okay. ServiceNow, GRC is something that you already have an exposure to. Okay. So there's growth, but the growth there is not as much. But then, if you're looking at DevOps, how comfortable are you when it comes to, say, programming?
Say I've done any too much of the programming. Not too much of the coding as well. I've not done a lot of the coding.
Okay.
But I've
But are
used
you open to that?
PowerShell. I've connected to
PowerShell.
the
Okay.
Exchange through the PowerShell. I've done the few bits with the PowerShell,
Okay.
mailbox and you know, especially
Okay.
when I was doing the uh, getting all the device details for the out of
Okay.
boxes devices to register them into the Intune platform. So I've done a little bit of that using
Okay.
PowerShell just so I can the code it is called device hatches. You get all the
Yeah.
device hatches, then I
Yeah.
then need to upload them into the Intune platform. I've done few, you know, in the
Okay.
past. Then
Okay. All right. So I think getting into GRC might not be the best option for you.
okay.
Maybe the best option for you. Getting into DevOps will be much more of an opportunity for you because then you have a lot more opportunities. You can become an infrastructure engineer. You can be cloud engineer because with the DevOps program, you are learning Azure and GCP. Okay, so that opens you to becoming cloud engineer in any of these environments, in any of these paths that you might be looking out forward to. So I think the DevOps is more of a growth for you, for somebody that's been in IT support for a long time, than you getting into GRC. Based on this, I'd rather go for the DevOps. Okay. Uh Okay, so I think I've been able to answer more. So, Morayo, what you can also do is secure a spot. Try to do that right now. I will get your details. Then I'll personally call you so that we can get to talk more. Okay?
Sorry,
Then,
let me say this very quickly.
okay.
My daughter's name is Morayo, so my name is
Ah,
Cass. So because
okay. Okay. All
sorry,
right. That's fine. So,
my
what's your
daughter's
last
name is
name?
Morayo, but my name is Cass because when I fill up the attendance form, you will
Yeah.
probably see my name. I'll fill up the
Okay.
form, but within the form, I selected the DevOps engineer anyway. So I think so that goes in line with what you mentioned to me. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, Cass, what's your last name?
Alimi.
Alimi.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what you want to do is try to secure a spot under DevOps now. I'm going to
Okay.
pick your details from the web. Once you've registered, I'll have your details
Okay.
and I will call you. Okay?
Okay.
So try to do
Sorry,
that.
just last question before you go. Sorry, guys, for taking too much time. Is there any qualification that relates to DevOps that I should be more aware of?
When you say qualification, do you mean like certificate?
Certificate that need to be, yeah.
So
Um,
the only certificate that you might say, oh, you want to have more of a bragging right, and
yeah.
that's what the certificate is for, is probably say for the cloud environment. That's just it. So let's
Okay.
say you have a company that is you're really interested in working with, and you
Yeah.
see that they majorly use GCP. So to as to increase the opportunity of them really looking at you for a very long time, you
Yeah.
want to have the certification, but it's more for a bragging right, not like you having a certification
Yeah.
literally open the door for you to get the job. No, it doesn't. Everything you get to do
Yeah.
hands-on within the training gives you the opportunity.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So I have Olubukola OG as asking for the time. What time do classes usually hold? So, like I said, your classes are on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK. If you're in, I don't know where you are, I don't know your time zone, but you have two options for your classes. Always two, either the morning option or the evening option. If you're in North America, then that's going to be early morning and early afternoon. So, but your live classes, your live instructor-led classes is on Saturday. All right. Okay, I have a question from AR. So, like I said, everybody that is able to secure the spot on the call, we get a personalized one-on-one. All right. Um, so question from AR. AR, I see your name as AR. I don't know your full name. Okay. Say thanks for the wonderful presentation. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so AR, if I say I want to start posting testimonials, dates, there's a whole lot of them. If you go on our YouTube, you will see all of them. Then if you go on LinkedIn, there's so much. There's little to what I can even post. If you go on LinkedIn, you also see the most recent, the oldest, you will see all of them. And this is them posting it individually. Okay. And just like you said, the job market in 2026 is different from the job market in 2021, 100%. But then we are no babies in this space. We know exactly how the change affects everything. And those are the things that we also take into consideration. So thank you so much for this, but we have them everywhere. Okay. I only have to show very little on my slide. Uh, trauma. Shoma is asking, can I do this using my phone? Oh no. So if you want to make payments using your phone, yes, you can. But if you want to say do the program using your phone, no, you cannot. You know you cannot. You cannot do that. You need a laptop because this is you transitioning into tech whereby you're going into companies to solve critical problems. Okay, so you need to get a laptop. Okay. And if you're looking at the type of specifications of laptop you want to get, you can also always have somebody reach out to you and share that with you. But you need to secure your spot as soon as possible so you don't miss out on that. Okay. Kenneth is asking, so if you have a question, like I said, you can use the raise hand icon and I will be able to take those questions for you. Like we get to speak. So instead of me reading, because I mean, I'm tired of talking since the morning. Like, that's a joke. Right. Hi, Daniela.
Hi, friends. So are you
Yeah.
guys having issues making payments?
Okay. Are you able to have Daniel, David, and any one of the team join the call so we can get that sorted? All right. So for everybody trying to, okay, awesome. So what you want to do again, let me walk us through that again. So we'll probably have a clear understanding of how to go ahead with the payment. So when you get to the website, when you click on the link, when you click on the link, so let's say, um, let me click on this. So when you click on this particular link, when you get here, all right, when you get to this place, when you click on the link, you get to this path. Come to scroll down to any of the program you want to register for, any of them. I think for cars will be going with DevOps. So let's say anybody wants to get into business analysis, click on the business analysis. And when you do that, click on this part that says enroll now. Okay, click on the enroll now button. When you do that, you will get to see this page that asks you to register. You want to register and identify yourself first before you go ahead to make payments. So what you want to do when you get to this page, don't click on full name, email, phone number. Don't do that. Just click on this part that says continue with Google. Okay? Just click on continue with Google and the page will ask you to select the email you want to register with. Select any email that you want to use, anyone that you want to use, then you will get to the page where you will select your payment, the payment option that you want. So you can select the one time, the 3 times, or the bi-weekly. Select that, then scroll down. Once you scroll down, you want to confirm. So bottom here, bottom left, you will see a part that says, I can confirm that my information is correct. Click on that. Or do you want me, can everybody see my screen clearly or let me zoom that in? So click on this part. You see this part, click on that you confirm your information is correct. Read the terms and conditions, and when you're done, click on this part also. Immediately you click on that, the Pay Now button will activate. You click on Pay, and you will be able to pay directly using your card. All right? That is how you go ahead to pay. So while we'll try to get the engineering guys on the onto the meeting, I want somebody to go ahead and try to do that, see if they've been able to complete the payment. So while they do that, let me quickly read through the questions. Kenneth Ogbu is saying, I have an engineering background and I'm in love with something technical. Hi, Stephen.
Hello.
Hi,
I
Stephen.
I tried went through the process as you said, but still it's not going through. At the
Oh,
final bottom where you click to confirm, after
yeah.
confirming, you see that it will be spinning or buffering like that. It will tell you processing, but it's not showing uh, a deep blue as it's supposed to do for you to click on. It's faded.
Okay. Okay. All right. Just give me a moment. Okay. So Stephen, is there any other person that is having the same problem? So I can note the details. I can note this. And so Stephen. So, oof. All right. So while we try to get that sorted, let me just go ahead to take some questions while we get that sorted. But for every other person having the challenge, just stay on the call while we get that sorted, okay? So you'll be able to get the one-on-one as promised. I have an engineer. So for Kenneth, sincerely, my answer to your question is going to be secure your spot, okay? Because there's a lot to you love technical things. There's a lot to it, okay? Secure your spot. Let me know once you're done with you securing your spot, and we'll get to talk. So this is going to be much more high level and very personal, whereby I look at things you've done, things you love doing, and what is the future like. Then I'll be able to guide you as to which path. It doesn't matter whichever of the program you register for. If you register for data analytics, and by the time we are done talking, we see that the DevOps or the cybersecurity is a better fit, you don't have to worry about that. We'll get you moved to the program without any headache. All right. So Kenneth Ogu, that is for you. Secure your spot and we'll get that sorted for you. Okay, for the time for the classes, I guess I've answered that. Okay, Kedi, I believe I've been able to guide you on how to secure a spot, correct? How to make payment. I think I've been able to guide you on that. Okay. Adeyinka B is also having challenges making payments. Let me see that part. Let me share that part on my screen to see what's going on. Okay. Right. So I see Adeyinka Adebiyi. Okay. All right. Let me see Adeyinka Adebiyi. Okay. Adeyinka Adebiyi, I've been able to walk you through the payment date. Do you understand that, or do you just need me to walk you through that again? Oh, I think I'll need to walk you through that again. All right, so let me share that part on my screen and show you what that is. So it's just here, this place. Immediately you select your payment plan, whichever that works for you. All right, scroll down just before the confirmation. Just before the confirmation, you will see change my next payment date. This one right here. This one right here. Okay. Click on this date that says change date. Click on this part that says change date. Then select your next payment date. Okay. Select your next payment date. You want to select the date that works best for you. Click on save. And once you do that, you confirm every other thing, then you go ahead to make payment. Okay? Um, so Choma Okoro is saying you are clueless as to so Choma, okay, are you trying to fill the attendance? So if you're trying to fill the attendance form, we can just select anyone. Also, you can try to secure your spot and select anyone. What I would advise is select at least maybe health tech data analytics or the health tech program. Then once you do that, we are going to have a conversation. So once immediately you do that, you get into the system and you get to speak with a career expert that will look at things you've done, things you're comfortable doing, and you go ahead to select which one works best for you. Okay. So secure a spot and somebody will reach out to you. Nkechi is saying I'm in the healthcare sector but doesn't want to limit myself to data analytics in healthcare. How does the normal data analytics differ from the healthcare data analyst? Okay, so Nkechinyere, the difference is majorly the type of project you get to work with. All right. So let's say with the healthcare data analytics, you get to work with 10 different projects. Out of those 10 projects, about 7 of them is going to be from the healthcare sector, while the remaining will be from every other sector. So it's not like you are limiting yourself to only healthcare, just that you have more exposure and more opportunity in the healthcare sector. Then if you take that same scenario into the normal data analytics, 10 different projects, okay? Um, about that, after those 10 different projects, about 1 or 2 will be from the healthcare, another 1 or 2 from logistics, manufacturing, finance, and so many more. So that's majorly the type of difference that you are looking out for. Stephen, are you here? Hi, Stephen. Let me see if Stephen is here. Stephen, are you able to unmute your mic and speak? Okay, all right. Stephen, as soon as you're able to unmute your mic and speak, I wanted to confirm if that has been sorted and you've been able to secure your spot. Okay. Okay, so somebody said I just registered for the Agile Projects Management and I have a background in civil engineering and recent. So, okay, I think Daniela has answered your question. Okay, I think I've been able to rush down and answered all the questions. So Adeyinka Adebiyi, yes, the first payment has to be today, and that will open up the opportunity for you to start in September, and your next payment is now when you select when it's going to be comfortable for you to pay. All right? So, all right. Let me see if I have more questions. Do I have anybody that I'm yet to attend to their question or a question that I skipped? Let me see if I have anyone. Okay. Adin, Inka, Adebi, do you have any follow-up questions? Okay. All right. Adeyinka, do I have again? So for every other person that is just joining, all right, for every other person that is just joining, 100%, you have the opportunity to get into the program and start as early as September. But if September is not so doable for you, you have the opportunity to register and start in October. Okay. And for everybody that is able to secure that spot on the call and right now, you paying on the call gives you the opportunity to have a career expert reach out to you and you get to have a one-on-one with them. Okay, I think I've made payment. Okay, so no problem. Adeyinka Adebiyi cannot mute his mic. Let me see how I can sort that. Adeyinka Adebiyi, I've asked you to unmute your mic. Are you able to unmute your mic now?
Yes, good evening.
Okay.
Can you hear
Hi,
me?
good evening. Yes, I can. Have
So
you been able
basically,
to have you been able to solve that problem?
it's actually not a problem. I was
Okay.
hoping I would just be able to like secure my space and then maybe I can pay like say tomorrow or in 2 days' time. Because first of all, I don't know exactly what I want to do now. So I'm just
Hmm.
thinking like if I go ahead and just book for one slot and then maybe I talk to one of your people, at the end of the day, it's not what actually suits me. Can I
That's
change?
not a problem. No, that's not a problem. So that's exactly what I said earlier. So let's say you go ahead to select business analysis now. Yeah.
Okay.
And by the time I'm done stop speaking to you or speaking to any of my colleague, and we see that the cybersecurity is a better fit for you, we only simply move you to cybersecurity. You don't have to pay anything for that. You don't have any headache or anything to worry about that. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Um, Bola is asking how much is the course. So, Bola, I believe you can see my screen. So the courses, the price is 600 US dollars. Depending on where you're joining from, that's $600 in pounds is 450. So, and you have the opportunity to pay in different plans. You can pay one time, you can pay three times, or you can even pay twice every month. So, whichever option that works for you, select it and secure your spot. And when you do secure your spot, you get the opportunity to speak with a career expert for a much more personalized um, response or guidance to the path that best suits you. So yes, you're welcome, Bola. Um, so not a problem at all. We're going to speak, and starting in October is perfect. Okay. All right. Do I have any other person that I'm yet to answer the question? Or do I have anybody? Okay, I think I have people trying to make payment. I can see people trying to make payment. So once you're done making your payment, you don't have anything to worry about. We get to speak and um, get every of your personal questions answered. And if the program you register for or you paid under is not the best fit for you, then we can easily switch it after I must have had the conversation. All right. So, and again, every payment on the call um validates the fact that you get to have a career expert reach out to you. All right. Hi, Stephen. Your mic is unmuted. Are you able to speak now?
Okay, sorry to bother because I seem interested. I want to get everything straight and then I can then start. My question again is I think you answered, somebody asked the same question, but I couldn't get it about the times for the meetings. I think
Okay.
you said Saturday, but I didn't get the actual times.
Okay. What part of the world are you joining us from?
Uh, Come again.
What part of the world are you joining us
Um,
from?
from UK.
UK. So you
Yeah.
have two options for your classes. Either the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK or 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's every Saturday.
Yes, every Saturday. You have instructor-led classes every other Saturday, but you have live classes every Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So assuming maybe you cannot attend as one of the Saturdays, do you have option to get maybe what was learned and on different
Yeah,
day?
100%. So all your classes are always recorded. always recorded because we are all adults. Something
Yeah.
can happen on a particular Saturday that you need to attend to, and that would take you away from you being able to attend your live classes. So all your live classes are always recorded, and by the time you're back, you always have access to those recorded videos. And one other thing is, while you're going through the recorded class, remember it's not live anymore, it's now recorded. If there's something that was done and you don't simply seem to understand, and you need to ask questions. Whoever that was teaching in your class, your instructor, you have a direct access to them. You have their phone number, you have their email, and you can reach out to them to get answers to whatever questions you might or problem you might be having. So, yes, you do. Does that make sense?
Okay, sure. Sure.
Okay.
And at the end of the course, I hope we are going to get some certification. Is that
Yes,
okay?
100%. 100%. You're getting a certificate after your training, and your certificate is accredited by CPD, that's Continuing Professional Development, UK, and ACTD, that's the American Council of Training and Development. Okay, so yes, you do get a certificate.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Are you looking to start in September?
Yeah, yeah, that's why I want to even make my payment at the moment. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So do that. And once you're done, let me know. Then we get to
Okay.
talk. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. User is asking, is the certificate relevant in Canada? The answer to that is yes. But a lot of people do not understand. They make mistakes. And these mistakes are thinking that for you to get a job in tech, you need to show some sort of certificate. That is not true. Not true, because if you go on job board, if you go on these job descriptions, they will ask you, they will tell you they need you to have skill around a certain tool. They need you to must have done this. They need you to must have done that. These are the things that they're looking out for. There are some career paths in tech that have industry regulated body that issue certificates. Yes, getting those certificates is good. And what is good about it? It will open some doors for you to get interviews. That's what the certificate will do. But the certificate alone will never, ever, never, ever get you the job. Your experience, the value, the validity that you can get the job done and that you've done it before, those are the things that will get you the job. I hope that answer your question. I don't know your name. Your name says as user. But at the end of the day, yes, you're getting a certificate. So Nkechinyere is saying I'm at the pay start checkout, but can't select any payment option. Okay, so we're looking into this and definitely see what that is. So Nkechinyere, you want to make sure that you select the payment option here first. I'm certain you must have before you can even get to the pay stack page. When you get to the pay stack page, I think you should just be able to input your card details because your payment option has been selected here. So when you get to the pay stack page, you just want to simply click on fill your card information, then go ahead to make your payment. That is the way it is on Paystack. So you want to make sure that you check that properly in Kitchenere. But I'm still here for these reasons. Okay. Oh, Toby. So yes, Toby, I hope my answer has been helpful to you. All right. So I'm just staying by. So if you are at that crossroad. You don't know if it is this or that. You don't know. You're not totally clear. Okay, Stephen. Stephen, no problem. I'm going to reach out to you, so you have no worries about that. So if you're at that crossroad, you don't know if it is this or that program or this program, but you don't want to miss out on the discounts, secure your spot in any of them, any of the programs at all. Just secure your spot. And by the time, let's say tomorrow or Monday, I'll reach out to you via WhatsApp and we get to talk. So we get to have more in-depth and much more personalized conversation. And whatever it is, we will be able to get that done for you. Okay? All right. All right. All right. All right. So I'm just holding back because I promised um a whole lot of people that I'm going to raise. So I want to make sure that I'm here. Nkechi, once you've been able to make the payment, just let me know. You can just indicate. Oh, okay. If you're still having the same problem. Okay, Adeyinka Adebiyi, I've also seen your payments. I've seen the payment. All right. I've also seen your payment, Steven. Then Chioma Okoro, I've also seen your payment. Okay. Um, so Daniela, are you okay?
Sorry, I don't know if you've seen my payment as well. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Uh Kaz Alimi, yes, I have.
Yeah,
I
okay.
have. I've seen your
So
payments.
basically, what
KJ
happened
Alimi.
is I selected October. I hope that's okay.
Yeah,
But I
that's
just
fine. You
wanted to
don't,
secure
yeah, that's
my
fine.
my
That's
spot.
fine.
Okay, all
So
right.
even
Thank you.
if you don't want to start in October, if you want to start in September, that is also fine. We can have that moved. Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're
Thank you very
welcome.
much.
You're welcome. Um, okay, Chinyere, are you able to unmute your mic? So let's speak. Let me see if I can actually unmute your mic. Yeah, so I've actually unmute your mic, Chinyere.
Yes. Hello, good evening, sir. Can you
Hi,
hear
good
me now?
evening. Yes, I can.
Yes. So I don't know why I'm having challenges processing the payment. I'm actually at so when you click confirm I followed the steps, chose what I wanted, and it went to processing. It's still processing. Confirm that the information, yeah,
Yeah.
processing. I clicked back and I haven't seen where to put my card details. I haven't seen how to move forward.
Okay. All right. So you can just, I'm coming. Let me see if I'll be able to walk you through this step by step.
Or maybe I should use a laptop, not on my phone.
Okay. If I use a laptop and I'm going to
Okay.
have the link shared with you again.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to have the link shared in the chat box again. Then you try go through the same process. I'm sharing that again. So I just share the link again. So join, if there's a way you can send this link to your laptop, then go through
Yes,
the
that's what
process.
I'm trying to do. Copy, send to my WhatsApp, open on my
Okay.
laptop, and then see if I can go through.
Okay. I think that should sort it. I think Steven said he also faced the same thing. So he was able to use the laptop, I think, to sort the problem.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, thank you. Let me try that and see how it goes.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome. Adeyinka DB, I wanted to pay for data analysis, but it looks like there are more slots, so I pay for Adeyinka DB. There's no problem. When we have the conversation, we can do the switch for you. No problem. No problem at all. Okay. All right. Okay. So Toby, are you able to confirm your last name? So I will be able to reach out to you because I see that you said you selected October. So can you confirm your last name? Oluwatobi Ore. Yeah, so Stephen, yes, you are free to leave. So everybody that have been able to make their payments, you are free to exit the call. You're free to drop off. We'll get to talk there much more via WhatsApp. Okay, so everybody that have made payments, you have the ability to drop off. You can do that. Um, Oluwatobi, have you been able to make your payment? Let me search for this. Oh, yes. Okay, yes, I've seen it. I've seen it. All right, so you selected project management. So I'm going to send I'm going to send everybody a WhatsApp message tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. So I'm going to send everybody WhatsApp message tomorrow and we can then book a time. So it's not necessary we talk tomorrow because I know a lot of people might be, including me, we might be saying, oh, family time. I understand that. So we can now book for a later time and we get to talk. Bola is asking how much is the business analysis? So Bola, I'm going to ask you to unmute your mic. Hi Bola, can you unmute your mic and speak? Hi Bola. Bola, so the payment, the price is on your screen, but I don't know where you're joining from to be able to guide you as to the exact price or the exact amount to be paying. It's 600 US dollars, and you have the original price is 1,250, but with the 52% off due to the celebration of Tenalytics at 6, that gives you the opportunity to pay 600 US dollars. And that 600 US dollars, you have ability to pay in installments. So you can pay 3 times or you can pay twice every month. So 3 times is going to have you pay $200 every month for 3 months. If you're in UK, that $600 is equivalent to 450 pounds. You can pay once or you can pay 3 times also. 3 times is what you can see on your screen, which is 150. Or you can pay twice every month. Twice every month is 75 pounds. If you're in Canada, all right, if you're in Canada, that 600 US dollars is equivalent to 825 card. Okay. And you can pay that one time, or you can pay 3 times also, which is going to be 275 card. Or you can pay twice a month, which is going to be 137.50 card. So depending on where you're journeying from, or if you're journeying from Nigeria also, you can pay in Naira, 885,000 Naira. or 295,000 every month for 3 months. If you're anywhere in the European countries, maybe Ireland or anywhere in Europe, you can also pay in euros. You can pay 519 euros, or you can pay 173 euros. So wherever you're joining from, just make sure you switch to the currency of that location and you pay using that currency. Okay. I hope you are able to get that, Bola. Right. Um, okay. Ngechiere, any luck? Have you been able to let me see. All right. So for every other person that has made payments, like I said, you have the ability to drop off. Okay, in Kitchen, I'm still very much here for you. Okay. And for every other person, if you are trying to make payment and you're having any difficulty, please do let me know so we can get that sorted. All right.